Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. There comes a time for many of us where common sense or the most obvious truth becomes truly known to us. We brush away the dust and see the warmth of the gold underneath, the warm glow of our initiation into maturity. From infancy, we're told how to conduct ourselves, are given the cognitive skills that allow us to succeed in the world, are given bits of wisdom to help spare us of unnecessary grief or turmoil. The maxims that often go unheard and unappreciated until much later in life. The power in the words doesn't quite sink in until a particular unfounded moment. And in that moment, when the world stops spinning, something you've heard a million times before now has some unquantifiable meaning to you. One of these over-articulated pieces of advice is, do not compare yourself to others. But in this video, I'm speaking specifically to women because of our tendency to do this to a self-deprecating degree. So I will say it one more time. Ladies, do not compare yourself to other women. I myself do not. And in this video, I want to tell you why. And I want what I say to sink in. I should probably dispense quickly with the automatic rebuttal. Well, Celine, easier said than done. In such a competitive world where we have to fight for jobs, for boyfriends, social status, and oh my God, social media, forget it. All we do is look at the perfectly curated life of an online celebrity and hope that we can emulate their perfection somehow, their happiness. And my answer to that is even simpler than the advice. I'm asking you to step away from the world, from society. It's time to remove yourself from the group and stand alone as an individual. To stop comparing yourself to others, to your fellow women, you have to become one of one. Not one of however many billion, not one out of the 1,000 people that are in your school, not one out of 8 in your friend group. One of one. You have to be selfish. Let's dig our teeth into this, shall we? When I use the word selfish, I use it the way it sounds. The way Sevdaliza describes it at the end of her song, Human Nature, which if you guys have never listened to that song, I highly suggest it, but listen to the one on YouTube because she changed it for whatever reason, and it's just not the same. Sevdaliza says at the end, selfish simply means to be yourself. To be selfish is to be self-contained, self-analyzing. Selfishness is existing in an inward landscape where the enriching principles of solitude reside. The soul coaxing your fleshy body back into your shell to heal. There, within, you find yourself. You find self-respect, self-reverence, and relief. The relief comes from not being constantly surrounded by the poisonous influence of other people, the very environment where self-loathing breeds. We are social creatures, and yes, we need others, but not to the degree in which our society currently indulges. In solitude, in these precious hiatuses from the world, is where you come to understand this whole one-of-one business I mentioned. When you learn to be selfish, to be an individual, to act in your best interest, the world, society, and other people and their seemingly perfect, unattainable lives no longer seem formidable. In fact, they fade away altogether. A woman's power has always been a subtle, internal one. This competitiveness that we feel towards other women and their men or their lives or their bodies is the negative male animus coaxing us towards our demise. For those of you who don't know, the animus is a Jungian concept to describe the male profile within a woman. And then for the man, there is the anima, which is the female. It should be there, and it is necessary for a well-balanced life. But it is our natural opposite, and it often threatens to overpower our femininity. We need to take greater care of our femininity, the side of us that is self-sufficient, self-completed, the side that does not need the world or society or the validation of other people. We need to foster the self-complete, selfish feminine. the woman who does not consider herself as part of the whole, part of the group. She is not a conformist because she is the whole. This concept is actually where the whole term virginal comes from. The beauty behind becoming an individual, as I have said in previous videos, is that you no longer have anyone else to compare yourself to. It's only you and your reflection in the mirror. As lightly as I can say this, you kind of become your own God. You choose. You choose your path, your interests, your taste in clothing, your idea of happiness. But above all, you always choose yourself. The individual does not sacrifice themselves to the tribe, to the collective. Even amidst a crowd, among your friends, you still stand alone. You still think for yourself. I make this video because too many women belittle themselves by being concerned with surface level attributes of other women, as if the physique of a woman, the man she has on her arm, her social status, her luxurious, picturesque lifestyle is enough to equate her with the happiness and fulfillment that we desire, when in fact that is achieved from within, from non-superficial endeavors, from knowing what you want, what you like. Women often feel their worth can be achieved from the gaze of a man, or looking perfect in a photo, or feeling the wind from a 30-story luxurious balcony in the city. This all distracts you from the inward journey towards liberation. The greatest liberation is outside all of that, and it's just being able to sit comfortably alone with yourself, having a glass of wine at a cafe, watching the other women pass by, and being happy for them. Knowing that they too are individuals with their own lives, living in their own country to which you are not a citizen, but you can happily visit as a tourist. The worst kind of existence is to be loathsome of another person's life, to ridicule them, to envy them. And I'm gonna come back to envy because I mean envy in a very specific way. As an individual, I look at another woman, no matter what she has that I do not, and I'm grateful that she has it, that she has obtained her happiness, because I know that her happiness is not my happiness. Believe me, there is a peace in that separation that Eastern philosophies admonish. In this particular conversation, I argue that because I'm not part of the group, the whole, that I'm not connected to that other woman passing by me on the street, that I can be more sure of what I want, because I know that no two individuals are the same. What she looks like, her life, her lovers, are not for me. They're for her, for that particular person. There's a really great saying, if something is for you, all you have to do is be you to get it. An individual, the selfish woman, knows that her destiny is written solely for her and no one else. And if another woman comes up to you and professes her envy or her jealousy for you, you remind her just the same that what you have is a product of your life path and that they should find their own. Trying to embody another person, trying to conform is like trying to wear clothing that's 2 sizes too small, like trying to fit square pegs into circular holes. Everyone has their own slot that they fit in snugly, and that perfect fit cannot be mass-produced or manufactured. It's important to find your slot, your corner of the world where you feel at home, and respect your fellow individual for finding theirs. Do not delay your search with contempt. The last thing that I have to say regards Nietzsche, what a surprise. But although individualism prioritizes the personal journey, there's always going to be somebody that you look up to and idolize, of course. This is kind of where I come back to envy. You are envious of your idol's way of life, but not as a means to a bitter end, but emboldening you to be your best self. I agree with Nietzsche that envy can be extremely productive. If you look at your idol or your muse as a mere blueprint, an outline for how you want to achieve your desire, then you're doing good work for yourself. This turns sour when you start fixating on minute details of a person's life. That's where self-loathing comes from. That's where you start stalling your development. Women obsessing about the hourglass figure, some monochrome athleisure outfit, a a certain type of boyfriend, the lure of a trendy restaurant, rattan home decor. It's all too acute. It's so neurotic. Stop fixating on small details. This is where capitalism starts becoming a problem, is because they're selling you this crap so that it'll make you happy, but you're not achieving anything in the end. Being envious of a muse or idol should lead to inspiration for your own personal journey, not copying every detail of someone else's life. Envy's true purpose is to encourage you to work harder, to get up in the morning, to do the heavy lifting to achieve what you want. Again, respect your fellow individual and their slot in life. Use envy to achieve their level of happiness. Don't get down on yourself because you are not them. Fulfillment is varying for everyone, but for all those who achieve it, no matter their position, are all equal. Women should not succumb to the base instincts of emulation and jealousy just because it's easy or petty. I speak to women because I am of the race of women, and I understand those pulls. I understand what it's like to want to crawl into the skin of another person because they have something that I want. I understand the lure of superficial things, these low platforms to jump onto because it's easier than being in the darkness of not knowing who you are. It's said that women are far more competitive than men, and I would say our consequences last much, much longer. And I also say the reason why it does is because it's not natural for us to be like that. That's an adopted nature. Society has trained us to act in that way, and society is organized by male principles. That's just how things are. You should really give two shits about some other woman sitting across the bar, some woman in a social media post that looks like she's having so much more fun than you. As women, we have an astounding capacity for empathy and love, and we should extend as much of that to ourselves as we do others. Women should not be at war with one another. We should be sitting together, getting mildly drunk and whispering wisdom in each other's ears and laughing like a bunch of old crones. I, your fellow lady, am extending my arms out towards you all, telling you what I have learned to be simple truths. I want what I've said in this video to uplift you, because I am not your opponent. I'm just another woman walking on the side of the street, living my life. And you should live yours too. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope that this video made some sort of impact. Let me know in the comments below. Always love to hear from all of you guys. Of course, as always, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Share this video if you want to. And I'm going to see you guys next week. Have a good one.